Brother Teacher here. Many of you probably are aware of uh, an individual, a celebrity that we know as Bruce Jenner, originally anyway. Uh, Several years ago, he was struggling with uh, his sexual identity, so much so he believed that inwardly he was not a male, even though he was born a male, but he was in fact a woman. So subsequently, he underwent uh, surgery to change his male parts into female parts, uh, and he changed his name to Caitlyn Jenner. And he received a lot of backlash uh, from this, and even with that said, as equal, if not greater, he received a lot of support, especially from the LGBT community and other transsexual individuals who had similar stories and so forth. And I want to make this perfectly clear. I have nothing against uh, LGBT, no one personally. Howbeit, I believe that if you're born male, that's what you are. And if you're born female, that is what you are. You can't share identities. It goes against not only God, but it goes against nature. So, I said that to say this. Several years ago, it just came to my full understanding, even though I heard it sort of in hindsight, that Caitlyn Jenner was nominated and chosen as Woman of the Year. This was around 2016. And I just wanted to weigh in from my viewpoint, which is probably what many people have done already as far as it relates to my answer and or response, which is that if you are born a male, even if you have a sex change, you become transgender, you're still a male, just with what is seemingly female parts. Whatever you're born with, it's natural. Anytime, no matter who the human being is, who the doctor is, who the plastic surgeon is that performs these surgeries to change your sexuality from a physical standpoint or a cosmetic standpoint, I don't care how good they are. It can be the most convincing surgery in the world and it looks like a woman's vagina and so forth. But you can't reproduce ovaries. Can't do that. He can't have children. So he's still a man, even though he has what appears to be, or may appear to be, female body parts, at least in the genitalia. So, to call a man a woman, not to mention to celebrate him as Woman of the Year, I can't buy that. I want to say this also. I love Bruce Jenner. I love him as a man, as a human being. I don't accept and or buy Caitlyn Jenner. That might be his new identity. That was his choice, his prerogative, if you will. I can't change that. You can't change it. No one can change that. I'm giving you, again, my viewpoint. If God made man here and woman here, they're separate. Man, woman. One can't take the place of the other. A man can't replace a woman and become a woman, nor can a woman replace a man and become a man. No matter how hard you try, no matter how passionate you are about it. Now, not to get off on this tangent, as to why people do these things, I believe that it's really choice. I believe it has everything to do with how they came up from children, which is when they were most impressionable, and they grew up with this belief system, or they eventually picked up the belief system that they prefer to be female, men that is, and women prefer to be male. I don't believe that you're born that way. Absolutely, positively not. You're not born that way. If you were born that way, then that leaves up the floodgates to everyone saying that, even though I'm born with these particular parts, I'm the opposite sex. I don't buy that. I believe that it has everything to do with choice. Now, those choices come as a result of how you were raised, your environment, your experiences when you were really young, and that impressed you. That is something that weighed heavily on you, and then you assumed that identity at a very, very young age. Not when you turned 30, 40, and 50 years old, you decided that you were going to be the opposite sex. No, this happened as a child. Those are and were the most impressionable years of your life. This is when those thoughts manifested, and then eventually they turned into actions. So, getting back to Bruce Jenner, or Caitlyn Jenner, he prefers to be called now. I love him like I love all human beings, men, women, and children. I'm not beating up on him. I'm not bashing him. I'm just simply saying this. There are heterosexuals, which is the way nature intended it to be, and homosexuals, which is against nature. So, you can hate me for this message, or you can just simply say, well, I respect your opinion or your viewpoint, brother teacher, and be done with it. You have not heard me attacking anyone. I'm just telling you how I see things from a natural standpoint. And to get with the original premise of this video, it is impossible for a man to have a sex change and receive female body parts to be labeled also as woman of the year when your nature says that you are male or otherwise. And the same is true in the reverse, or conversely. A woman can't change her sexual organs to that of a man and be labeled as man of the year. Just absolutely, positively cannot do it. So this is my viewpoint on this particular subject. I welcome your viewpoint or your feelings and or opinions, but please don't trash talk on my channel. Please don't start name calling either me, I can take it, but either me or anyone else. Just speak intellectually, give your viewpoint, and we'll move on to the next subject. And as always, Yahweh does love you, and I love you. Have a blessed day.